Hello. Hello, good afternoon to all. Welcome to Smart Preps. Next part we are going to discuss today about Indian economy. Please join first. जल्दी जल्दी से join करो. Okay, let us start. Easy MCQs है यहाँ पे. First question आपके कंप्यूटर स्क्रीन पे. Who presents the union budget in India? पता है ना बजट, जहाँ पे हमारी सरकार की कितनी इनकम होने वाली है, कितना वो लोग स्पेंड करने वाले हैं, एक्सपेंसेस होने वाले हैं, एक्सपेंडिचर होने वाला है. एवरीथिंग इज बीन डिस्क्राइब्ड इन द यूनियन बजट. यूनियन या सेंटर का जो भी एक्सपेंसेस है एंड इनकम्स है, एवरीथिंग विल बी डिस्क्राइब इन द यूनियन बजट. कौन प्रेजेंट करेगा बजट को, कहाँ प्रेजेंट करेगा? हु विल प्रेजेंट दिस बजट? Nikhil Buro, C. Yes, good. Finance Minister. Who is the Finance Minister of India? Who is the Finance Minister of India? And second question is, when is the budget presented? कब से स्टार्ट होता है बजट सेशन? When is the budget presented? अभी हाल ही में just before few days the budget was presented. कब प्रेजेंट किया गया था? And who presents it? It is the finance minister. Who is the finance minister of India? And when is the budget presented? When is the budget presented? When is the budget presented? Who is the finance minister? It is Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman. When is the budget presented? It is presented on 1st of February every year. The 1st of February, before it was presented on 1st April, but before few years, it has changed to 1st February every year. Next. When was the Reserve Bank of India established? When was the Reserve Bank of India established? And under which act? Tell me. Under which act it was established and in which year it was established? 1st February, yes, good. When was the Reserve Bank of India established? And under which act? When was the Reserve Bank of India established and under which act? कौन से एक्ट के तहत रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया एस्टेब्लिश हुआ था एंड कब हुआ था? नाइनटीन 1935. Yes. Reserve Bank of India was established during the British colonial era itself. It was in the year 1935. Under which act? RBI Act. When was the RBI Act passed? It was passed in 1934. Okay, RBI Act of 1934. In 1934, this act, RBI Act, was passed. And in 1935, this bank was, Reserve Bank of India was established. Next, LPG reforms. When were the LPG reforms introduced in India? What is LPG? LPG reforms, liquefied petroleum gas? No. Liberalization, privatization and globalization. Liberalization, privatization and globalization. When were the reforms introduced? 1985 नो. मतलब क्या है इसका? एलपीजी लिबरेशन, लिबरलाइजेशन, privatization and globalization. See, before these reforms, there was a very intense practice that was the license Raj. People, in order to set up their own business, in order to set up their own entities, enterprises, they have to get a license, even for a private. And these license, now also we need a trade license if you want to set up any business. But यहाँ पे क्या हो गया था? This license, it were not very liberal. ठीक है, तो जो क्राइटेरिया है, people are not meeting those criteria. They are being subjected to some unethical practices or corrupted practices. तो यहाँ पे लाइसेंस राज, that means if I don't have the influence of powerful people, I will not get a license to open my own shop. ठीक है, मुझे क्या चाहिए? अगर मैं मिनिस्टर का बेटा हूँ, अगर मैं पावरफुल एक बहुत बड़े बिजनेसमैन का बेटा हूँ, बहुत बड़े आदमी का बेटा हूँ, इफ आई एम अ सन ऑफ अ ब्यूरोक्रेट, देन आई विल गेट अ लाइसेंस. ठीक है, बट if I am a simple worker, if I am a simple person, simple citizen, I will not get a license to start my own business. वो लाइसेंस राज चल रहा था उस टाइम पे. That means वो liberalization नहीं था. You are not free. The freedom was not there. After LPG reforms, this license raj was undone and everything was liberalized. Privatization means more entities got into the private sector, rather government trying to keep them under their influence. ठीक है, if every property, every business, everything in the market, if the government tries to keep with themselves, that means there are very less participation of the private players. है ना? अभी अंबानी है, टाटा है, अडानी है. If their entities, Reliance, Adani Group of Industries, Tata Steel, Tata Motors, if everything is being acquired by the government, then they will be, everything will be ruled or governed by the government. There is no privatization, everything will be public. ठीक है, थोड़ा सा प्राइवेटाइजेशन भी स्टार्ट हो गया कि गवर्नमेंट एंटिटीज जो है, they will disinvest a little bit so that people can buy the shares and it can be made a private property for available for everyone. Globalization, our market was concentrated in the country itself. We did not have access to the global market. कुछ चाहिए हमें चाइना से, अमेरिका से, जापान से, रशिया से, ब्राज़ील से, we are not being able to get it freely, or our items are not being exported or not being introduced to the global market very easily. So वो थोड़ा सा एक compact situation था. After LPG reforms, our market became free. It can travel anywhere in the world. Okay, so these were the reforms that were being brought. LPG reforms, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. It was brought in the year 1991. Who was the mind behind this? It was the former Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh. So at that time he was the finance minister. जब उन्होंने इसके बारे में सोचा, इसको अच्छे से, he executed and implemented the LPG reforms. At that time, who was the Prime Minister? It was P.V. Narasimha Rao. P.V. Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister. It was his idea, and under the execution or under the implementation of the Finance Minister, then Finance Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh. Okay. Yes, 8 5-year plan, LPG reforms introduced for 1991, Manmohan Singh. Okay, good. ठीक है, 1991 LPG reforms were introduced in India. Next, who is known as the father of Indian economic reforms? These LPG reforms, they are also known as Indian economic reforms, because our economy had a very drastic change after these reforms. There were more private players coming out. A market was introduced to the global market. हमारे exports ज़्यादा होने लगी. We got more forex reserves, more dollars came into our economy, came into our country, right? Our exporters benefited. We could import raw materials, many kinds of raw materials from outside, from the global market, right? So our economy boosted. Our products were being introduced to the global market, and everyone was free to start their own business. अभी तो और ease of doing business अभी और ज़्यादा अच्छा हो गया है. 1991 से भी ज़्यादा अच्छा भी है. Okay, now everything if you start a business, if you are running properly, you will get good amount of loans also. Mudra loans is there. Even if you're starting some street food or street items as a vendor, you have PM Swanidhi for this. So government is trying to incentivize or skill up these private enterprises or your own business entities. Okay, B. Who is known as the father of Indian economic reforms? It was the then Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao. Next, which revolution increased fish production? See, there are certain revolutions you need to remember. Pehla to hai very important and very common, that is the Green Revolution. Next, we have a White Revolution. Next, we have Yellow Revolution. We have Pink Revolution. We have Golden Revolution. We have Blue Revolution. We have Black Revolution. We have Grey Revolution. ये सब पता होना चाहिए. What is Green Revolution? What is White Revolution? What is Yellow Revolution? What is Pink Revolution? What is Golden, Blue, Black, Grey? You have to know all these revolutions. Okay, so fish production is Blue Revolution, to increase the production of fish. Green Revolution was to increase the production of rice and wheat with the help of high yielding variety seeds. High yielding variety seeds बोलते हैं उसको. These are good seeds with greater productivity. So इसमें अगर before traditionally if we can have 2 plants or suppose from one type of seed we can have 1 square meter. For example, I am saying 1 square meter area we can have the harvest or the sowing. But after bringing the highly variety seed, one seed will sow double of that. Okay? White Revolution was basically for to increase the milk production. Yellow is for oil seeds production. Oil seeds matlab mustard, groundnut, right? Soybean. Pink Revolution is for meat. Golden Revolution was for fruits, vegetables, honey. Fruits, vegetables, honey production. Black Revolution was for petrochemicals. Not petrochemicals, petroleums products. Grey Revolution was for increased fertilizer production. Okay, try to remember all of this. Green Revolution related to production, increase in production of rice, wheat. White is for milk. Yellow is for oil seeds. Pink is for meat. 6 is for, golden is for fruit, vegetables, honey. Blue is for fish. And black is for petroleum. Grey is for fertilizer. Okay, so this question was increased fish production. That means the Blue Revolution. Next, Yellow Revolution is related to, I have already mentioned. What is Yellow Revolution related to? I have mentioned in the last slide. Yellow Revolution is related to, क्या था ये? It is related to oil seeds. Next, which schemes aims at financial inclusion? कौन सा ऐसा स्कीम है ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया व्हिच एम्स एट फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन? व्हाट इज फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन? इंक्लूसिविटी, इंक्लूड. दैट मीन्स more participation of more people in the banking process. ठीक है? Participation of more people in the banking process. Now, for example, if I am not a part of the banking process if I don't have a bank account and I need a loan. Okay, I don't have a bank account, I am not accessible to the bank, I cannot go to the bank, I am unaware कि bank भी होता है. So if I need a loan, if I want to borrow some money, what am I going to do it? I will ask a money lender, गांव में जो बैठता है लाला, I will ask the money lender, give me some money. He will ask me how much, I will say give me 10,000. He will say okay, but you have to return me at 10% interest rate. अबे 10,000 का 10%, 1,000 रुपये I have to give him interest. After 2 months, suppose I take the money for 2 months. After 2 months, I have to return him 11,000. But the same money the government is giving me at suppose 5% interest rate. If I take from the bank as loan, I will have to return only 10,500 instead of 11,000. Okay, so if I'm a farmer, basically these are known as, these are very economic terms, priority sector lendings and all. But generally this was being done so that people are not being suppressed or not being, you know, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, oppressed, atrocity उनके ऊपर, ताकि atrocity नहीं हो by the elite classes. ठीक है, बहुत जगह है, there are many people, many places in the villages जहाँ पे the money lender used to give loans. If they are not, farmers are not being able to repay the loans, they will capture their land, they will capture their cows. ठीक है, ultimately the farmer had to die, attempt suicide. ठीक है, so the government wanted कि more people should be a part of the banking processes. People should have a bank account. This was the first criteria कि एक बैंक अकाउंट होना चाहिए. उसके बाद हम देखेंगे उसको उसका क्या करना है. बैंक अकाउंट अगर है उस पर वो लोग पैसा डालेंगे, डीबीटी डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर लाएंगे. ठीक है, तो फर्स्ट थिंग इज वाज दैट यू शुड बी अ पार्ट ऑफ द बैंकिंग प्रोसेस ऑफ द फाइनेंशियल प्रोसेसेस. सो यू शुड बी इंक्लूसिविटी, दैट मीन्स वी वांट टू ऐड और इंक्लूड ऑल द पीपल. सो उसके लिए क्या किया, देयर वाज द स्कीम दैट वाज पीएम जनधन योजना, प्रधानमंत्री जनधन योजना. पहला काम किया था इस पे, टू ओपन बैंक अकाउंट फॉर द पीपल. सब जीरो बैलेंस वाले बैंक अकाउंट्स होना चाहिए. इवन इफ यू डोंट हैव बैलेंस देयर, there will not be any fees, there will not be any fine or penalties there. Okay, there will not be any fine or penalties there even if there is zero balance. So the correct answer is Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Next, which tax is levied on imports and exports? If you want to import something from outside the country, or if you want to export something to another country, then there will be a tax levied on it. What is the name of the tax? It is customs duty. Okay, the name of the tax is custom duty. Next is the little conceptual question. When inflation rises sharply, the Reserve Bank of India generally what they do? We have already discussed about repo rate and these things. Okay, what is the main role of Reserve Bank or the Monetary Policy Committee in time of inflation? ठीक है, जो generally to manage the inflation, अगर दाम बहुत ज़्यादा कम है, डिमांड नहीं हो रहा है, then also RBI or monetary policy will take a role. अगर दाम बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ रहा है, inflation is high, there is so much demand by the people because they have too much money in their pockets, then also the situation would be different. Then also RBI or the monetary policy will play a role there. Thing is that अगर बहुत ज़्यादा inflation हो रहा है, उस टाइम पे क्या करेंगे ये? What will they do at that time? Decrease repo rate. Inflation, what was repo rate? It is the rate at which RBI lends money to the bank. See, if RBI decrease the repo rate, suppose previously it was 10%, RBI used to give money at 10% interest. Now they have decreased it, suppose they are giving at 5% interest. This is suppose one bank, SBI. SBI previously they used to get money at 10%. As interest they had to pay 10%. But now RBI has decreased. If it is the correct option, RBI has decreased the repo rate to 5%. Now what will SBI do? They will take more money now. They will take more money now. Now, because why will they take more money? Because the interest rate has Decrease. Now, if you have taken more money, SBI has taken more money, that means they can lend more money now. They can lend more money to whom? To the public, to the people. Now, if the people, they can lend more money, that means they will give money at a lower interest rate. Now, if people are getting money at a lower interest rate, they will take more loans. People will take more loans. If people are taking more loans, because they are getting money at a lower interest rate, they have more money now. If they have more money, they will demand more. Now, when demand rises, what happens? The price rises, right? So, if they demand more, that means the price will again rise. Already there is inflation, और ज़्यादा inflation हो जाएगा, है ना? तो RBI क्या करना चाहिए? RBI को decrease करना चाहिए repo rate या increase करना चाहिए? RBI should increase the repo rate. Then the other banks will not be able to buy or not be able to borrow money from RBI, because the interest rate will be high. Now, since the banks are not being able to borrow money from RBI, they will also not be able to, they will not be willing to give loans to the people at a very lower rate. They will also keep the interest rate high. RBI keeps repo rate high, banks will keep interest rate high. Now, if there is a higher interest rate, people will not take loans because बहुत ज़्यादा interest लग रहा है. ठीक है, तो people will take less loans, so there will be less demand and ultimately the inflation can be managed. ठीक है, so RBI को क्या करना चाहिए? It should increase the repo rate. Okay, so RBI increases the repo rate at the time of inflation. टैक्स और इंपोर्ट्स की कोई यहाँ पे मेंशन नहीं था. Whenever there is a situation of inflation, there are two type of tools for RBI, quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative tools में there was bank rate, repo rate, CRR, SLR, open market operations and LSF, liquidity standing facility. So उस टाइप वहाँ पे ना टैक्स का कोई रोल है ना इंपोर्ट्स का कोई रोल है. डिक्रीज नहीं होगा बिकॉज डिक्रीज होने से और ज़्यादा इन्फ्लेशन होगा. सो इट शुड बी इंक्रीज ऑफ द रेपो रेट. नेक्स्ट, when a country exports more than its imports, then it has trade deficit, trade surplus, balance deficit, revenue deficit. क्या होगा ये? एक्सपोर्ट्स एंड इंपोर्ट्स these are related to trade. ठीक है, तो क्वेश्चन आंसर इधर ए है और बी है. तो ट्रेड का डेफिसिट होगा या ट्रेड का सरप्लस होगा. तो जनरली आई टोल्ड यू बैलेंस ऑफ पेमेंट. यहां पे दो फैक्टर्स थे, क्या क्या? करेंट अकाउंट एंड कैपिटल अकाउंट. करेंट अकाउंट वी हैव टू थिंग्स, गुड्स एंड इनविजिबल्स. कैपिटल अकाउंट वी हैव investment, foreign direct investment, foreign portfolio investment, direct investment more than 10%, portfolio investment less than 10%. Goods and invisibles. Goods are either exports or imports. So if you are having the trades, okay, if we are exporting more then we are importing. See, importing, that means money goes out from us. Exporting means money comes to us. अगर मनी जो हमारे पास आ रहा है वो ज़्यादा है जितना मनी हमारे से जा रहा है, दैट मीन्स इफ एक्सपोर्ट्स आर मोर देन इंपोर्ट्स, दैट मीन्स इज अ गुड साइन. वी हैव अ ट्रेड सरप्लस. दैट मीन्स वी आर इन अ ट्रेड सरप्लस. वी कैन सेल मोर देन बाइंग. ओके, बाइंग मनी विल गो फ्रॉम अस, बट इफ यू आर सेलिंग, इफ यू आर एक्सपोर्टिंग, मनी विल कम टू अस. नॉट मनी, एक्चुअली डॉलर्स. ओके, डॉलर्स विल कम टू अस. तो व्हेन अ कंट्री एक्सपोर्ट्स मोर देन इट्स इंपोर्ट्स, दैट मीन्स इट हैज अ ट्रेड surplus. I hope it's clear. Next is a rise in CRR by the Reserve Bank of India will increase money supply, reduce money supply, increase exports or reduce taxes. What should be the right answer? When RBI will rise the cash reserve ratio CRR, what will happen at that time? Will the money supply increase? Will the money supply reduce or decrease? Or will there be any impact on the exports or the taxes? What will be the right answer? Rise in CRR by the Reserve Bank of India will increase money supply, reduce. See, what is CRR? CRR is the cash that the banks keep with RBI. Okay. Suppose right now, out of the total 100 deposits of the bank, 100 deposits, the bank has to keep 10 rupees. The bank has to keep rupees 10 as CRR. कहाँ पे? In RBI. Okay. That means out of this 100, 10 rupees they are keeping with RBI. That means now they can have 90 rupees, which they can give in the market as loans. Because 10 rupees they have kept as, यहाँ पे ऐसे नहीं दे सकते. There are more norms like Basel norms भी है. They will also have to keep some amount of these deposits in their own account also to, you know, keep them for further certain circumstances. जहाँ पे कोई अगर शॉक लग जाए, कोई एक लोन बहुत ज़्यादा लोन लेके वो भाग गया, उसको अभी लोगों को डिपॉजिट्स वापस करना है. देयर आर मेनी सिचुएशंस. ठीक है, ये हम इन अ वेरी जनरलाइज वे, इन अ वेरी सिंपल वे हम समझ रहे हैं कि अगर 100 रुपये है बैंक के पास डिपॉजिट, लोगों ने यहाँ पे डिपॉजिट किया, उस 100 रुपये में से 10 रुपये आरबीआई में रखना पड़ता है. दैट मीन रेस्ट ऑफ 90 दे कैन गिव अवे इन द मार्केट एज लोन्स. तो मार्केट में अभी कितना है? पीपल कैन टेक ए लोन ऑफ 90 रुपीज नाउ. इट इज सेडेड इफ द CRR इज इंक्रीज. नाउ RBI सेडेड नो, 10 रुपये रखने से नहीं होगा. यू हैव टू कीप 20 रुपीज एज CRR. दैट मीन्स फ्रॉम 100 अभी कितना चला गया? 20 रुपीज चला गया. बचा कितना? 80. तो पहले मार्केट में या फिर पहले बैंक के पास 80 रुपीज था, which they can give away as loans. Sorry, 90 rupees था, which they can give away as loan. Now they have only 80 rupees. So from 90, what happened? It has reduced to 80. So money supply was 90 before, now it has reduced to 80. अभी क्या हुआ? Reduce money supply. The money supply has been reduced. Okay, money supply has been reduced. Got it? Because they have to keep more part of their deposits in the bank, in the RBI as CRR. Because they have increased the CRR, so the deposits will be less. So they can give less money to the people. Okay. So यही था. That's all for today. These are important, both the conceptual and factual जो भी हमने आज सीखा है. So kindly revise this type of questions for your upcoming examinations. इतना ज़्यादा टफ नहीं आता इन SSC. So I have kept it very simple, and जो conceptual था वो भी बहुत simple था. तो इससे ज़्यादा टफ होने से that means we are preparing for civil services. तो अभी SSC level के लिए this is enough for you. Okay. So thank you so much. We will meet again in the next session. Till then, take care.